Hello, I am the artist known as DEROSNEC, and welcome to my weekly vlog where I talk about making music, art, movies, and more. Out of all the projects I've ever created, I think that I've always had the most fun and fulfillment out of working on the ones that feature a heavy animation element. There's something about the otherworldly places that it can take the story, as well as the technical attention to physics and movement that just really get me excited. When I heard JP's mix of my song Criminal, I had a vision of a motion comic style video to accompany it. Making an animated video, however, is a hell of a lot of work to do in one's spare time, so in order to achieve it, I needed to approach it in as organized a way as possible. Over the next few videos, I will tell you all about my process of making that video, compare the process to bigger animated projects, and hopefully answer a lot of the questions that I get about it when people watch the video. Creatively speaking, the first stages of making an animated video are very similar to the first stages in making a live action one. If it's scripted, you'll write up a script and draw up a storyboard to know what shots would best tell the story. The biggest creative difference with starting to produce an animation, especially drawn animation, is that the storyboards in a live-action piece usually just remain as storyboards and aren't necessarily followed exactly as drawn, while the storyboards in the animated world end up being the detailed blueprint, which is very close to what ends up in the final. Generally, in animation, as the board artists draw their script beats, the editor will start cutting them together and time them out with detailed sound design, dialogue, and music. This concoction makes what's called an animatic. That's not to say that there isn't a place for animatics in live-action movie making too. Take for example the movie Baby Driver, where much of the action was timed specifically to particular songs. The creative team actually timed out a full animatic and brought it with them on set to film and cut to in real time, which is a pretty amazing feat. But this allowed them to maximize their time on set and make sure everything was working as expected. If you want to know more about the editing process on Baby Driver, then you should definitely check out the interview at Pro Video Coalition, which I'll include in the description below. The animatic is the linchpin in the production of an animated piece for both creative and practical reasons. Practically, you need to know what the shot's needs are in order to execute it efficiently. In bigger animation productions, you could potentially have a whole team of people working on a whole bunch of different things in just one shot. So it's imperative to know exactly what it will take to make the shot in terms of resources, assets, and manpower. Is the animatic a true failsafe? Well, no. The reality is, if something just isn't working in the bigger picture of the story, even if it's in the final stages of being created, then you should probably go in to fix it if you have the ability to. But at least by taking the time to do an animatic way before you do any of the polished final stuff, the probability of you needing to go in and redo work is hugely reduced. For this particular video, I did not have a team of animators, I just had me, but I don't ever want to have to go back and completely redraw a shot from scratch if it's not working, if I can help it. I thumbnailed out the entire video and proceeded to cut it into an animatic timed out to the music. I could see what was and what wasn't working easily and fix it right there. In next week's Sessions episode, I'll talk about my process of using those thumbnail sketches in animatic to actually break down each shot. Because once I know what the shot needs, I can start drawing the final frames. Have you ever tried making an animatic for your video project, even a live action one? What kind of pre-production techniques do you use to stay efficient? Tell me your secrets in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button below, it helps me more than you know. And join the Uncensored by subscribing to my YouTube channel, my newsletter, or by following me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you never want to miss a video, be sure to click the little notification bell icon too. Thank you so much again. I will see you next week for part 2.